Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. As I promised, we have our own update, but Korea had their own update as well. The first live update, and it's a doozy because it's got that reduced rewards in Reboot for people who are getting carried. So, interesting to see how that all went through. We could do a side-by-side with KMST to see if they changed a whole lot. I like doing that, you know, just for the purpose of speeding things up a little bit and not taking forever to go through these things because they're already quite long, obviously. So we're at 12375. Spigala's Strawberry Farm and the Magic Stone Slab. Magic Stone Slab. Oh, totems? Pause champ? Probably not. We have a strawberry blimp. Strawberry balloon in the background here. Got some people beating up on strawberries. Okay. Strawberries are somehow, you know, rocking around with a smirk on their face, even though their brothers are smushed in jars being sold right next to them. Kind of weird. But yeah, let's see what it is. So this patch contains pretty much everything from the last server patch. Changes to the Dawn Boss set, Reboot World Boss Party rewards, additions to Maple Chronicles skill changes, and boss updates, including a few more changes to Magnus and Darknell. Okay. Other than that, it has the Spigala Strawberry Farm and Magic Stone Slab events. The next patch should be the 20th anniversary patch. I wonder how big they're going to go for it and how they're going to present it, considering all of the controversy shit that's already going on, right? So a lot of people looking forward to that 20th anniversary patch, seeing how they're going to do with the current state in Korea. One, of course, was the big change with a lot of people moving over to Reboot and how they addressed people doing that. And then the other one, of course, is the change now, I think, with the 5% and with it getting carried in Reboot as a reaction to a lot of people moving over to Reboot. I imagine a bunch of people in Korea feeling a certain way about that, which could set the tone, you know, even more negatively before the big 20th anniversary, which is, of course, huge. It's 2 decades. So a lot of people are keeping an eye out on seeing what's going to happen when it's anniversary. The anniversary in Korea is not at the exact time as it is for us. For us, I believe it's May 18th. For some reason, that's the first date that comes to my mind, so that's probably when it is. I believe in Korea it's a little bit earlier, but I think it's also in May, so like early May. We could Google it. Maple Story Anniversary. I think if you Google that. Maple Story Korea, maybe? If we have that, if we just look up the Wikipedia, maybe. 11th, yeah. 11th. Oh, see, so 1 week off. And you see in Korea, April 29th. Okay, so just the end of April there for 2003. So that's actually coming up pretty soon. I don't know if they make a distinction between the beta and the actual full release of the game. That could be a little bit off, of course. So, yeah, take that in mind. So yeah, a bunch of strawberry stuff. And cars with really weird dimensions. So, since Max said that, I'm assuming that a lot of the stuff is just copy-pasted over and is going to end up being exactly the same. So, you'll have to excuse me to, well, you probably thank me not to go over all of that stuff if it's just exactly a copy-paste of the previous stuff, because no point in reading all that stuff again. Check out my review of KMST, I guess, if you care to have me read all of that off. But basically just adding the limit of scissoring on Dawn stuff that didn't exist before. If they're going to make the pieces more relevant, they're going to make it more valuable for people to upgrade it, then there should also be some way of, you know, keeping that value. It seems like there's a slight adjustment on the boss, on the Reboot changes. So they said to the boss and the monster summoned by the boss, and for the final version of the patch notes that has been removed, so that's not going to depend. For the people who didn't hear, apparently there are people in Korea already, you know, beating Kalos. as a support character not doing enough damage themselves to reach that 5%. Apparently they are reaching 5% in some of the, at least in one stage of Kalos, but not in all of them, leading them to not get any rewards at the end. So you're gonna have to do 5% of the damage in every phase of the boss fight. So it's truly going to add a whole dimension, I think specifically in parties of maybe 4, but predominantly in parties of 5 and 6, to make sure that you... oh, this is an old picture of a crystal, by the way. To make sure that you have, ample chance of doing that damage. Like I said before, this is a way more complicated issue than just total percentage of damage dealt. This is probably one of the only metrics that they keep, though, so this is the only way that they can really, without implementing a whole new system, a number that already exists that they can just pick up. But obviously, if you're having a 6-man party, you have someone who's highly support, their personal damage output is not going to be that high. The amount of damage they add to the party is going to be way higher, probably one of the highest in the entire party. But because that is not shown as personal damage output, because they have no system to basically track, oh, somebody hits, for 10 bill, they're getting 15% final damage from a support. That doesn't register as 8.5 bill of their own damage and 1.5 bill of the support's damage. So the supports basically seem like they're getting carried, which of course they're not. As we all know, most of the time supports are carrying. So, if you see those parties, looking for a support, no loot, fuck those people, because those people need the supports to be able to kill the boss. If you didn't, then why are you recruiting them? And if you need them to kill the boss, then you should allow them to be part of the loot rotation, right? It makes no sense to exclude them from that. I mean, you're allowed to ask for that, but it's pretty douchey. And you shouldn't you shouldn't accept that if you're a support, because you have to know that you're needed and know that you're valued, and don't, give your value away like that. So in this sense as well, just putting that 5% up there indiscriminately for all sizes parties, well, 2 and up, I guess, not all, not for solos, duh, but for like 2 and up, and indiscriminately between all the roles that are in the game. If you want to promote people playing different roles, you want to promote people playing together, this is doing the opposite of that, right? This is like before when they did the 30-minute entry to the boss runs. Like, you want to go against carries. Sure, now people are just going to do carry slightly differently, and all of the people in the game are now obstructed by this. This is going to promote people trying to outdamage other people, because if you outdamage someone and they don't get to 5% damage, they don't get to take your loot, but they also don't get to take part of your crystal value. So now you get more crystal value for basically damaging other people out of their 5%. This is going to incentivize you trying to party up with people who don't know the rules, or you think you can outdamage and then basically steer their crystal value while they're still participating a little bit and helping you kill the boss faster. This is not good. This does not do what they want it to do, and it does extra negative things that they don't want to have happen. I hope so. So this needs to change, like, pronto. So I hope Korea really complains about this super hard and super fast so they can do something about this. But the fact that they just copied it over from Tespia, when it looks on its face so horrible already, that doesn't give me good doesn't give me good energy, or doesn't give me any kind of hope that they will change that in the near future. But I hope Korea gets outraged at this as well and lets their voices be heard so that it gets addressed ASAP. Also, this crystal is way too high in this box, and it's actually floating over the top when there's this much that space in the bottom. Not good. But hopefully they've readjusted that since 2017. Intense power crystal criteria has been changed by Comfort. So like I said, it's going to depend on how many people have actually killed the boss, and just the part of the monster summons has been removed in the final notes of the game as well. Is that mentioned? Yeah, and again, that's just taken out in all of the mentions, but other than that, nothing has changed. I guess because sometimes summons, and again, because that was one of my questions, right? If you deal like a 10 billion damage to a summon that only has like 100 million HP, is that registered as 100 million damage or as 10 billion damage? Because if it's registered then as 10 billion damage, you can quite significantly increase your damage output with no real skill, just by having slightly better ping or just getting the first hitter advantage, I guess. So that's, I guess, one slightly okay thing that they changed that, but there needs to be a lot more Yeah, there'll be a lot more done there. Maple Chronicle, I assume that they just copy pasted that over, maybe one or two little bug fixes here and there that they ran into on the test server. But other than that, you know, just extra books, adventure book that you can get, more storylines that you can replay. Very similar to the stuff that's coming up. Well, that we... Is that what we have right now, or update now? I'm getting confused. Too many updates, too close together. But like with the extra Grand Athenaeum stuff, right? Shangri-La book. I think that's also just, yeah, that's just copy-pasted over. It's just storyline, lore, things for review, voice acting, all that good stuff. Let's see if there are any changes to the skills. I already copied this over into the upcoming skill changes under, you know, exclamation mark classes, and then on the right side you can see the upcoming changes there. This is just going through. Yeah, so you can actually see the cooldown to the next stack. So you can kind of have an idea of, can I already go into Culvert, or should I wait another minute? Which, you know, a little bit of extra utility. Now there's a whole bunch of numbers though on... There could be a whole bunch of numbers on one, so remember which one is which. So just with everything that has charges, it's quite a few skills. Hero's Will. Yeah, they're just changing those cooldowns. That's all going through as well. Basically, some of them were affected by Decent Combat Orders and some of them weren't. And they decided that, you know, we're going to take the Decent Combat Orders thing out and just decrease the base cooldown on all of them so that it doesn't rely on that cooldown, or doesn't rely on people having room for Decent Combat Orders in their matrix, whether or not they get the shorter cooldown. So everyone just gets a shorter cooldown. Sword install, extra damage for paladins, because I think in GMS as well we can agree that they're underperforming quite a bit. Not weak, but just underperforming. And it seems that they added one more change to Sanctuary as well, increasing damage from 570 to 620. So that's 50%, which is however much that is. What is that, 8.5% final damage or something? Not bad. But just, you know, so that they can keep up with mobbing and with bossing with all the other classes that are going quite hard. In general, we saw mostly nerfs this update, just the classes that were slightly overperforming the other ones getting a slight final damage decrease and sometimes some flat attack decrease. Matter of scaling. Ice Lightning though saw a Chain Lightning buff, you know, underperforming. Pause Champ. Bishop's actually on the upper end, losing some final damage as well. And more custom commands for different forms of using your skills. Action delay used uppers is affected by attack speed. I don't know. I feel like my up jump on my marksman was always broken. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Maybe it did, and maybe it'll be fixed. We'll see. Some logic between actives and passives for skills that have an effect when on cooldown was also just sharpened to make sure that it didn't do anything weird. Making true sniping not click NPCs, I guess. Which, I mean, admittedly was a little bit weird. Night Lord changes. Yeah. Still not 100%, but I mean, finally a little bit of nerfs on them. But the Assassin's marks and the marks in general changing up. I don't know if that's a huge difference. I think it was, but it was already weird that the last... I think it was the last patch before this, they got quite a big buff, and then now I guess it was a little bit too much. So in the in-between, in the Interbellum and GMS, it should be really good. Veil of Shadows for Shadowrun, lower attack range increase goes through. Chain of Hell, I got a little bit of an extra thing here, I see. Can be used in the air. And you can now use this skill while using Bloody Storm and Blade Ascension. Oh, okay. More utility in that iframe. Okay, some buck changes. Slightly lower damage reduction from the defense form. And no longer put in combat for the Lord of the Deep. Installs attack range on battleship bomber increased. Yeah, that's all going through the same way. Oak barrel roulette change. Cannon buster change. And the... Okay, so they changed the rolling cannon rainbow. Instead of going from 3 to 4 hits, which would be 33% final damage, they went from 600 to 800% damage instead, which is 33% final damage. Not sure why you go for one over the other. I guess with the amount of lines, we're not in danger of like hitting damage cap on 6 or 800% damage, so... And it's continuous damage, so yeah, I guess it blocks less of your screen. Don't know if they have any additional reasoning for it going for one change over the other. No. That's just a minor adjustment that doesn't really do anything inherently. Level 55 earring, get a mezzo or drop line. It can, but it's going to be a lower percentage. I believe it's going to be 15% per line, so you probably don't want to do that. You have to spend the same amount of money, but you get less for it. Oh, I just failed this run again. We're sub 50%. This guy's fucked. I got another run really close. Puck guy, thank you very much for the, what was it, 7? For the 7, appreciate that, Prime Man. Thank you. What did I just click? Assault master changes, so same thing. Slightly less attack, a little bit lower into critical damage. This is one of those classes that's performing quite well. This would be so it's Dark Knight, Night Lord, Dawn Warrior, I think Nightwalker as well. Blaze Wizard. There was a few things here. I wonder if they changed any of those things. Final damage, magic decrease. Final damage, yeah. So I guess they were overperforming as well. Kick. Fox mode, 340, 630, 4 to 6, 5 stacks, 5 to 12. Okay, that's all going through in the same way. But yeah, so that Inferno Rise skill is getting quite a big buff. But they're adjusting the final damage and then the mobbing accordingly. Not to ruin the mobbing even more than it's already ruined, maybe. Is that the corner of my... Oh, that's the corner of my green screen. Go away. Okay, Howling Gale, so if you use the skill with up or down arrow and you don't have enough of the wind energy, skill will not be used. Yeah, so if you're trying to use, you know, you're trying to fire 3, but you have 2 charges, it just says, it just doesn't use it. It doesn't just fire out the 2, because that's not what you were looking for, you know? Probably something that should have been the case in the beginning, but I mean, good thing that they fixed that. Regardless, final damage boost decreased from 10 to 8, and then the spear damage slightly reduced for Nightwalker. So like I said, also one of the classes that seems to be slightly overperforming in Korea. Tidal Crash. Oh, like this. There we go. Yeah, a little bit more control over how to change that, and improve so that it does not share the minimum applied cooldown with Thunder. I don't know how often that was a thing for Thunderbreakers, but... And then passive logic on Lightning Cascade change. Mihal had quite a few changes. Don't know if all of those went through it the same way. Yeah, more final damage boost on Royal Oath. Soul Rage final damage decreased, which is still a slight increase in general, but a little bit more balance between the skills. And a cooldown decrease for the install shield. 30 seconds. I don't know what the duration is. It's probably a minute if I had to guess. So just able to move it around, you know, if the boss moves around kind of stuff. Or between stages of the game, you know, that kind of stuff. Aaron finishers are able to be keyed. That's the same. Evan changes. Yeah, that all went through. A little bit of magic attack scaling off as well. So I guess they were also slightly overperforming. And magic attack decrease, but making the weakest quote-unquote mobbing skill a little bit stronger so that it doesn't get hit by that overall nerf. Don't want to destroy their kill speed. These changes seem to be the same. So Liberation Orb buff. And slight equilibrium logic change. Right-click the skill to set it to automatic. Yeah, either automatic or manual switch into the other mode during full Arcness gauge. No other logic there, I assume, I guess. Nope. Mercedes changes went through as advertised. As well as the Phantom changes. Just slight buffs to all of the skills. I say slight. Car Tempest is a pretty big buff. Mil Egi is a decent as one as well. Phantom Shroud, a little bit more quality of life, and Blackjack a longer lingering effect. So, in general, one of the first updates that, you know, Phantom is probably looking forward to. Shade differences have an extra animation now. We got a toggle on Summon Other Spirit. Skill effects and sounds have been added. Skill effect when activated has been changed. Oh, look at that. That's cute. And a Spirit Ward, yeah, number. Oh, and the skill's been improved so that the Guardian Spirit's effect is no longer affected by skill effect transparency. Okay, I'm always scary when that happens, because it might be okay in some situations, but in some other situations it might be really annoying. Meow change, by the way, was to increase their mobbing. They were taking away final damage from bossing stance and putting it into a skill that's 100% uptime. Therefore, mobbing skills, non-bossing stance performs better. Gotcha. Okay. That's the main reason for taking the final damage from one, moving into the other. I mean, it's still a slight buff, right? Because they're decreasing 5% final damage on a skill that has... we're losing 5% points final damage on 30, but you're gaining 5% points on 18. So in general, it's still a buff. I wonder if they know that. It's not a huge change, but it is a change for the better. But yeah, I guess Mihal's mobbing. I guess Mihal's historically have pretty shitty mobility, right? So if you're going to be training in bigger maps, you're going to need a little bit more help in terms of the damage. Basically no demon changes. Nobody cares. I guess you're killing yourself a little bit less when you're summoning Jormungandr, and since every single boss has huge HP reductions, it's probably fine. The blaster changes with bobbing and weaving, shockwave punch, and the hurricane. I think a Phoenix Hurricane or whatever it's called in GMS. I think that changes pretty considerable to the character. It seems like they made some extra changes. So single attacking skill, keydown feature removed, and then instead of the cooldown decrease from 45 to 15. Okay, instead the skill effect and sounds have been changed. Okay, cooldown decrease from 45 to 15. Skill is enemy, the duration of max stack combination. Is the rest the same? It was just adding that line that the skill effect and sound have been changed. It can be used on, yeah, okay, everything else is the same, but it just has a different effect and damage now. Okay, cool. And then change the hyper skill. Instead of reducing the cooldown, just increasing the damage. Okay. Black Mage changes still the same. So you can no longer accidentally turn off your Legion aura or your Union aura. Sorry, I see Union and I want to say Legion because of KMS versus GMS. You would see the duration of the altars. And no accidental summoning fewer altars than you wanted to as well. That's a general logic update. That's good, I think. Wildfall can type P, lower MP consumption. And you can jump upwards, but cannot be combined with a forwards jump. The ability to use this skill, the triple jump. Much up jump, very well. Okay. Mechanic changes. Oh yeah, so here is that change where robot mastery is just always 45% damage, and damage boost per summoned robot has been removed, so it's just a flat buff all the time. You can cancel bomber time now if you want to. You can use certain stat increasing buff skills while casting metal armor full burst. And just the linking of certain skills seems to have been improved. And Jet Booster won't put you into combat. Wow, look at all these great mechanic quality of life changes. and damage changes. They're really looking out for our resistance class here. Yeah, Xenon tech increase, ball speed increase. You can use your iframe in the air. And then photon ray extra damage and the targeting improved. Yeah, that's all gone through. Kaiser extra attack speed based on the morph gauge stage has been removed. Morph gauge decreasing over time has been removed, and 1 attack speed and mastery at all times. Was the attack speed, let me double check. Was the attack speed that we got on Kaiser, was that something that they relied on? I don't think so, right? Kaiser's Majesty does not have 100% uptime. Breaks soft cap in case you don't have a green pot. Oh no, that one. Transfiguration passive, that's the one, right? Yeah, so that one was included in that. So that one's just going to be moved over to a different skill instead. Okay. Character's hit rate is consistent in final configuration mode, so again, we're reading this as that your hitbox when you're transformed is going to be the same as if you're not transformed, which is, of course, pretty weird because now your hitbox is just going to be way smaller than your character model, so you're just going to have to divine out of thin air how big your hitbox actually is because you won't really be able to see it. So yeah, good luck to all Kaisers after this change. It's going to be a little bit wonky. Kane, you could not be used immediately after using Shadow Shift upwards has been improved, okay. Or alleviated, I hope. Cadena changes with the cooldown. From what I heard, it's not a huge change. I don't know if the combos are going to change. We'll have to see how Cadenas play after this. Wonky magic. Yeah, other wonky. I've been saying wonky and dookie for so long as just like dookie for poop, like for poopy, and wonky for like, you know, like wobbly or unbalanced. But then if they actually mean other things, now people think I'm referencing the other things. I was saying those words before they were cool, okay? Before before they had these other meanings. Yeah. Oh yeah, the huge Angelic Buster rework. You can right-click the skill icon and skill window to hide the Soul Recharge UI. Massive, actually, because I know a lot of people complain that you can't remove that in any way, and past 4th job everything always recharges, so it makes no sense for the thing to still be there. So, you know, all Angelic Busters everywhere, rejoice. You're not getting nerfed, you know? You're not getting nerfed, and you can now make that bar invisible. As far as updates go, it's not the worst one, you know? I burned my mouth because I ate my soup before it was cool. Don't want to do that. AB best class officially now? Yeah, no, it's official. 0 final damage boost increase on the swords, and beta chain damage increased by quite a bit, and combined attack. So, you know, just further buffing them after the change of the update before, which was pretty interesting. Kinesis, action delay on deep impact down, and yeah, trying to basically they try to simplify the tech a little bit, the micromanagement of the skills to try to keep up the PP and keep up with the energy to be able to keep spamming and killing the bosses, especially while bossing, trying to make that a little bit less complicated, convoluted, and, you know, railroaded into you have to do exactly this to be able to have this other effect happen, kind of thing. Let's see, Adele. Yeah, you can still see. You can see how long before the next swords. Disassemble, great. Disassemble, disappear. Extra Kali changes. We don't even have that class yet, so we'll see that when we get it. Some more arc changes. No more bind damage at the end. Okay, so that's another 6 months. So we have to wait for that. Endless. Wait, is this Endless Agony? Yeah, Endless Agony. Are we 30 minutes in? Can I get my rewards, baby? Oh yeah, thank you, Yorozu. Ask. Wait, do you gain 1 closeness when you complete an ask? It went to 81. What? When did that? How did that happen? Nani? Adjustable amplification will affect immediately all the buffs that are under effect already at that time, and you don't have to reapply your spells. So you do gain 1? Okay, that's where it's coming from then. I wouldn't know where else it came from. Lara, slight adjustment. Again, the attack speed. Yeah, this is, so the attack speed coming from here, but this is after the change in Savior where attack speed is not affecting mages anymore. That's in general a pretty fun thing. That's also where the stat window will have your attack speed not going from high to low, where lower means faster, but going from low to high, where 10 is the fastest. I believe 8 is the fastest in Korea, so like theoretically we should be able to go up to, or where we are now with our 0 attack speed would be 10. And this is where some people, if you ever hear someone talk about attack speed is going to get nerfed, or we're going to have like soft cap, hard cap, whatever, that's what they're referring to there, that they're thinking that maybe they'll hard code the 8 and copy it over, and then anyone who's basically performing at over 8, which is like 99% of the classes, that will all be fucked. So if you hear anyone talking about that, or attack speed nerf or anything like that, that's what they're referring to. So you can turn on or off that other people can float, because I think a lot of times people don't really want to be using the float in the attack speed area, but they might accidentally do that because maybe they don't know exactly what activates it. Counting myself in that. I feel like when I try to activate it, it doesn't go, and when I don't want to activate it, I'm suddenly floating. So yeah, hopefully that alleviates that. Attack speed and cooldown decrease from 3 seconds, basically just making so that if you do Dragon Vein conversion but you fuck it up somehow, you're not punished as much. Keeping the total cooldown reduction on a successful vein change the same, but lower on a unsuccessful vein change. Then Hoyoung, buff freezers will save your portal, and again, just like with Demon Slayer, instead of taking 15% max HP off for a bind, instead it just takes 200 MP. MP, of course, way more easily to replenish. 15% HP is a huge amount of damage to your health, especially in boss fights where healing is compromised. That's pretty massive. So overall, that's a pretty good change, I think. Not a buff, but like a pretty big quality of life, I would say. I guess different videos. Oh, you uploaded a different video here, so I wonder if they changed anything else. Or maybe it is the same video. No, well, let's go this different point. They probably re-recorded it, which would be a good idea. Oh, this is all about... Okay. So the number of meteors created has been changed. In normal mode phase 4, the number of meteors created has been decreased, and in hard mode phase 4, the number of meteors created has also been decreased. Okay. And then the patterns cooldowns have been changed. The spin cuts cooldown has been increased to 12 seconds. Wow, Jesus. The clone summons cooldown has been increased to 10 seconds. Clone summon. Is that the green thing? The rush cut cooldown decreased to 8 seconds. The power release cooldown but to 15. I don't know what these names are. The slam downs. Power release is probably the beams to the side, I'm guessing. Slam down is like the sword in the middle, to 15 seconds. And phase 1, sleeping gas will now appear every 40 seconds. Phase 2 and 3 every 30 seconds. And phase 4 every 20 seconds. Spin cut has been improved so that it can be avoided by crouching. You can crouch underneath the spin cut? Bro, this boss is a fucking joke now. Wow, HMAG is really... HMAG is really changing from being something that you can actually use to practice your mechanics and get better at bosses with to just an actual joke. Okay. Okay, so he's getting it down to phase 4 here immediately. Just to see the lower amount of orbs. You can also see the damage ticks way slower than before. You can duck underneath that. Oh, that still hit him? Yeah, he was kind of close there. True. Truge. The fact that you can jump under those is kind of weird. Dashing underneath the blue swipe is some strange stuff. Evernerf? Yeah, but Evernerf in Korea, right? Compared to where they were in Korea, not compared to where they are in GMS. Yeah, so actually now, one of the big things about just fewer balls falling as well is that vertical mobility now is going to be way more valuable. You're not going to have to go vertical nearly as much because you can duck underneath the blue swipe. But when you have to, it's going to be way more valuable because you're less likely to jump into things. And remember, the blue balls also deal less damage in hard mode. They're not going to one-shot you anymore. That's only the purple ones. So you can just jump into the blue balls to tank. Damn. You're actually going to be able to just run out the clock in phase 4. Does that mean they're different? All of the classes are different in Korea, right? I don't know exactly how different. But like Savior also had a bunch of balance patches. Okay, so to run down all of those changes at once. So attack range for the slow debuff has been adjusted. Attack range for casting Undead has been adjusted. Penalty outside the zone has been changed. We don't really care about those lower, but the hard mode, the reduced recovery amount has been decreased from 90% to minus 40%. So you still heal a decent amount if you're healing outside of the event. Continuous tick damage rate has been decreased from 1 second to 2 seconds, only half as much damage outside of the blue. Meteor damage, so in hard mode now, the blue meteor's damage increased from 100 to 80%. So you can just tank one if you're full HP. Number of meteors down. All of the patterns, cooldown down, so he's not going to do any crazy spamming anymore. Basically, all of his skills have cooldown now. There's not going to be spammed poison in the corner. He's not going to be slashing the whole time. It's going to be different to fight the boss if you're used to how he is now, and then ducking underneath the swipe, and oh yeah, and if you respawn in the middle of the map instead of on the side. So all of these things together are huge changes to this boss. This update went to alleviate the overall... In addition, spin cut pattern was intended to be avoided by leaving the zone, but there was a problem where it was impossible to re-enter if Magnus cast the attack continuously. No, that's not true. You can move slightly out, slightly back in, heal, move right back out, back in. There's no issue with that whatsoever. If there's a ball, you just go slightly further out and then walk back in. That's just a skill. If I can do that, like 95% of the players can do that. I'm not that good at bosses or at timing and everything. If I can do it, then then it's definitely doable. We added a cooldown and improved it so that you can avoid it by crouching to allow you to stay inside the zone based on your proficiency. I feel like this is too many things that compound on each other. It's like, wow, we're going to make it less punishing to be outside of the blue, but also you're not even going to have to leave the blue anymore. It's like, damn. Like, this is major... what do you call them? Like the wheels you put on the side of your bicycle so you can't fall over. Or like when you're bowling, those things on the side so that the ball always stays in the middle, you know. It's some major support going on. Training wheels, yeah. It's like training wheels or like bowling bumpers or whatever you call them. Bowling wheels? Yeah, exactly that. Other than that, the slow and undead patterns are debuffs that have a great impact on a player's survival. Undead, no. Slow can, yeah. Slow has a decent... negative impact. Undead, not so much. There were no special ways to dodge them. Well, just move around. Therefore, by adjusting the deep patterns ranges and activation delays here now patterns. Okay. Papulatus. Let's see if Papulatus has a new video or if it's the same one. That looks like the exact same video, so probably nothing else changed, but let's double check. So in Chaos mode, the clock bombs damage decreased from 100% max HP to 70. So you can just tank them now, easy clap, even if you don't have iframes. There we go. Yeah, 5-second potion cooldown has been added. Which is, you know, not that long. Just don't stand in literally everything. Wind up claws attack range has decreased by about 13%, but as we saw in the video, some shenanigans still happen. For the people who missed that, let's see if we can find that part of the video where he jumps on the right side. Yeah, to dodge the claw. And then he actually gets hit by 2 claws at once. Like this. Because it's such a slow reaction. You're already here. By the time you're here, you're getting hit by that claw. But by that time, you've also entered the the hitbox of this claw, so you're getting hit by both at once. So, you know, stuff like that still happens even after the quote-unquote fixes of the boss. But other than that, it seems like that's all going through. Middle isn't gas. Don't run after him if he dashes. Stay in the middle. You have 15 lives. Use them. Yeah. Run out your lives. Run out your cooldowns. Stay dead in the middle of the map as long as you can. Bind and bursts. No, I think right now there's definitely a place where the boss could be too difficult, but that's the thing for every single boss. Every single boss has an area where it's just like you're not supposed to be able to kill the boss right now. Like you're just not quite there yet. Lucid changes, the same went through. So no more teleport during Dragon. And fixed an issue where you could not pass through location after Nightmare Golem had been created, even before it fell. So basically, sometimes now you get blocked from moving in a certain direction when the Golem falls, which makes you feel like you should be running in the other direction. But you were actually going the correct direction to avoid the Golem, but it still stopped you. So that's going to be gone. Thank God, because that's really confusing. Dusk, it seems like this is the same video, so we're not going to rewatch that. That should be all the same, I'm assuming. Yes, thank you, Max. So the void fragments are no longer created while the character is in fear mode. That's pretty big, so like during the darkness, no more of those orbs falling from the sky. The void fragments falling speed have been changed to not be as high anymore, and notice effect has been added to the void fragments before they fall, so they're just going to be like the stuff that falls in Lotus, where you can see here they're still outside of the map, of course, but when you're high up on the map and you were really close to the orbs, it was difficult to dodge the patterns, so they made it so that they're you know, coming into existence like that, so you've got a little bit more of a time to respond to the orbs. And you can also see that because of this, they start with a lower speed, and as a result don't come crashing down immediately on top of you. So they should make Gloom way more of a, you know, forgiving boss fight. And then for Darknell, there were also additional changes, Max said, so he probably has a new video here as well. Okay. Let's read the things first and then check out the video so we can know what we're looking for. The 3 types of energy orbs have a symbol in them as well. The falling speed has also been changed, and the notice of when they're created has also been made. However, you don't really get to the top of the map, so you don't really get to see it. So the main improvement in that is that you get to have them not as quickly, I guess. But if you have a lot of vertical mobility and you actually go up that high, you have a little bit more of a window to dodge things on your way up, I guess. But you don't want to be too high anyway, because then you can't be dodging the beams from the bottom anymore, because you can't see where those are spawning. So, because that's a benefit during Gloom, that while you're up there killing, those purple beams on the bottom that hit vertically, those are not showing up when you're high up. So the only thing you have to worry about is stuff coming down vertically, not up vertically. And then the orbs created repeatedly within a short interval in specific locations. We definitely see that. The height of the floor of the map has been lowered, and the ceiling of the map has been lowered. Okay, this would make a difference for whether you can see the energy orbs or not. I wonder if this means that if you're very high vertical mobility class, that you're actually getting nerfed on the boss fight here. See if they changed a little bit their message here. Let's do high. Okay, they added this. So finally, due to Dark Knell's characteristics, where the battle took place intensively at the bottom of the map, it was hard to see the notice effect displayed off screen. Okay, that's exactly my comment that we had on the Tespia. So the height of the floor has been lowered to minimize the meteor falling distance, and the map ceiling height has been changed so that the notice effect can be seen in any situation without compromising existing gameplay. Gotcha. Alright, so let's see what that looks like right now. I don't know if there's audio on this. No. Okay, yeah, so you can see them appear. Oh, a little bit of audio. So you no longer can go over the orbs though. Like you can't go off screen over them. You can go as high as they are at the most. Wait, what happened there? These fucking YouTube recommendations every time you pause. What was that? Why did this orb disappear here? So there's a lot of green and yellow ones, and then we have blue ones. Why did this orb disappear here? Can you shoot them with your skills? Wait, can Wind Archer, like, shoot the projectiles so you don't get hit by them? Huh? Doesn't look like it. They're all just going straight down to the bottom of the map. Wait, that's so strange. Why did this one explode here? If anyone has any theories, let me know. I don't see why this would happen. Shouldn't be a targetable anything. I don't think there's any shield here or anything like that. It got created at the same spot. Maybe it still has like the old code where it actually thinks it gets created like up here, and then this is the maximum height that it can travel, so therefore it explodes here, I think. You theorize because Nexon. I think it might have like a new code where it can only travel this distance max, but it still somehow thinks it was created here, so therefore it explodes there, I think. But I think if you look closer to the boss fight, it's the only orb that happens to, the only one in the entire fight. Even the other ones of the same color it doesn't happen to. So it's not a racial thing. This is not a, it's not an orb thing at least. That is very strange. She's dead here. Boom. Next skill kills. Ooh. Those red orbs are still garbage, I think. Yeah, they're still like rolling over the floor. They're still raffling. He's coming out to dash. Stunned. Into a stunned. Into a lots of damage. Into a sealed. Into a... Okay, I still don't see any other orbs that it happens to. Dedge? Oh no, God mod. Oh yeah, I framed. Haha, good job. Oh. See, blinded. Yeah, doesn't happen to any other orbs. Truly, truly outrageous. Dude, Wind Archer mobility is something else, huh? Oh. It's interesting how they move. No, doesn't happen to any other orbs. Wow, it really changes the boss fight. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, looking forward to that. And then Black Mage, was there any other? No, it was just H-Mag and Dark Null, you said, right? Saren, that looks like the same video. Boss no longer has touch damage, which is pretty major, especially since Mercedes and Nightlord and Fire Poison mages are mainly sought after now to reduce the touch damage ability of the boss so that you can have a way better chance of not failing the run because of the mechanics of the boss. His GM Invis Buddy forgot to turn on no clip. I guess so. Maybe someone else. Maybe there was a GM in the run and jumped into the orb and actually, yeah. That's a good theory. I like that one. And then in all phases, the sword rush attack can now be dodged with crouching, which you've been practicing on with Black Mage and with H-Mag now, okay? H-Mag is now direct Black Mage practice. Since Chosen Saren had touch damage and certain rush patterns, there was an issue where the difficulty of... Actually, that's going to be the thing. Black Mage practice is now going to be going into H-Mag, taking it down to sub 20% HP, and then running out the clock with 15 lives. If you can do that, then you're ready to start trying phase 3 of Black Mage. In phase 2 Sunset, the sun slash attack first and second hits can now be dodged by crouching as well. So a lot of crouching, a lot more crouching in this game. We're using that second dimension, not only upwards vertically, but also downwards vertically. Good. Same texts. Kalos had a lot of changes. No, it didn't have a lot of changes. It did have a lot of changes somewhere. Oh, that was for us in our patch yesterday. 2 days ago. I had 2 days ago and yesterday. It had a lot of changes. Crouch based NX when? Hit 275 for first time. Pog and Grass Evil Weevil. Welcome to the 275 chair club. Kalos has been approved that the notice effects of the explosion pattern show the actual attack ranges more clearly. Nice. And when the bomb pattern activates, the number of bomb areas created has been decreased. Just to make it a little bit less AIDS. I appreciate that. Boss practice mode. I think this was just the same. Yep, boss practice mode for Black Mage Extreme, Chosen Saren Normal Hard Extreme, Watcher Kalos Chaos, and Culling Normal. That's really interesting though, that Culling is coming out on normal difficulty, so Chaos Culling is going to be some crazy stuff. But she was killed in the test server already before she came out, I believe. But that's only because everyone got a lot of Sacred Power. So they're all just waiting for that Sacred Power until they can fight her in the actual game. Boss entry, re-entry... Change. All party members must exit before you re-enter. Oh, they added something. Oh god. Since the entry cooldown has been removed, players could get more experience than intended in certain boss content by repeatedly defeating only some of the monsters, such as Zakum's arms, without clearing the boss. Wait, I thought it didn't give any EXP in KMS. Oh no. As a result, we have lowered the experience from some monsters to 0. Horntail and Zakum. Oh, rip. I mean, I will say... Rip the tech. The tech was probably too cheap and should have been a thing anyway. And actually, this kind of proves that either through testing or somebody at Nexon actually has a brain and realized this. Of course, you know, it's something that they realize that's at our detriment rather than something that would be at our benefit, which is a little bit annoying. And it's always going to be like that, you know, like, oh, you DC'd, all of your buffs are gone. Oh, except for the rune debuff, though. We can definitely still remember that one. That one is definitely going to stay. But all of the positive ones, no, those are all gone. You know, it kind of feels a little bit too much like that. But it is, in general, a good thing that they realize that this would have, like, unintended gain applications. But, yeah, so rip that idea. We definitely talked about that when the test came out, but... They've talked about that contingency. The only other thing that they didn't mention here, though, that might still be a tech is Pink Bean. I don't know about the EXP of the statues at this point and of Pink Bean's body 1 and 2. I don't know if those give EXP, but you could technically still do the statues, Pink Bean 1 and 2, and then go out. That's the only other... boss I know that has like individual pieces like that. or separate pieces with possible EXP. But other than that, I think they've covered their bases. One paid intern coming in clutch for next time, maybe. But Zakum doesn't give any XP at all. I think it gives some, but barely anything. It's actually crazy that with how little EXP giving KMS, they actually still decided to fix that. I think Horntail gives more there, so that one makes more sense. But the Zakum one, I thought they wouldn't do just because of how little EXP it gives there. Normal Bean has no first and second body. No, that's true. That's only Chaos. Remove EXP from arms and give it to the body. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they give the EXP to the body. They just remove the EXP from the monsters. From the monsters entirely. Wait, they say lower the experience from some monsters to 0. So maybe Zakum and Horntail don't give any XP at all anymore. So that means not only is improved Zakum tech not going to be a thing, but old Zakum tech is going to be gone as well. The Zakum is okay tech. Not if the EXP is reduced to 0. That means you're getting absolutely nothing from it anymore. And you go from free levels at level 100 to bring you up to actually just getting nothing anymore. I mean, ID-wise. Oh, concept-wise. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like Monster Park, but like a little bit neutered, you know? Huh. Okay, so interesting to see if this means that those bosses now give completely 0 EXP or not. I guess we can send a message to Kobe. Kobe. Oh damn, I noticed that my last messages to Kobe have all just been questions about KMS. I should look out to not just fucking use him for info like that. Be a little bit. It's been improved that certain monsters' recovery effects no longer use the red cross image. Nobody cares. Map changes. Probably 1 or 2 extra. No, never mind. Nothing there. UI, tip, bottom, cash shop, royal, blah blah, bloody fucking blah. Oh yeah, new colors. Good stuff. Okay, beauty room. That looks all the same. Cast a chapeau. Reboot hair coupon. Bloody blah. Something extra. Oh. Instead of the hair coupon sold for 15,000. KRW. Korean won? How much is a Korean won again? Is it like 1 to 6,000 or something? This is $2.50? Korean won is very low, right? Korean won. 1 Korean won is 0.00072 euros. Jesus Christ. So how much is 15k? Oh, that's 10 euros 80. The prestige hair coupon would be 10. Wow, it would be like 11. Well, I guess it would be like, what, 12 KNX or something? So that was changed to... In the premium beauty coupons, you'll be able to see all the past Royal Beauty coupon choices. Oh, and they removed this. Huh, interesting. Maybe like a later NX update will shed some more light on it then. I'm guessing... Skill fixes. Oop. See if they added anything here. Wild Hunter. Oh, a Demon Slayer thing? Hang on. Wait, something is added here. It's just a little bit lower. Ah, Luminous. Fixed an issue where if Luminous entered Equilibrium, the skill voice did not play. We can't have that. Characters gotta be screaming. That's what we paid those voice actors for. Voice actors. Xenon. Fixed an issue with Promessa's assault cast action was awkward. Triangle formation where sometimes the created airframes would be displayed in an awkward location. Huh. Fixed an issue where holograms graffiti skill description was awkward. A lot of awkward stuff going on. Okay. Other stuff is the same. Mega Smasher. Mega Smasher? I just met her. Ha ha ha. But Kaiser. Any extra changes for Kaiser? No. Oh, Kane's scattering shot where sometimes malice was not created. Oh. Okay, then you should fix that. Good job. Okay, rest is the same. Arc things are the same. Nope, wait, hang on. Arc things are the same? Yes. No? Yes. Oh, they added it back to overview here. Okay, something was different. Quests. Okay. Frenzied Dragon. Oh, something else added here. Fixing issue with the Dimensional Library. Visit the Dimensional Library quest where if you accepted it using the Dimensional Library exit portal was awkward. Okay, get rid of all that awkwardness. I took myself off. Get it? Because I'm awkward? Oh my god, I'm hilarious. Okay, that's the same. Monsters. That's all the same as well. He just added it back to overview thing here. Okay, map changes. That all looks the same. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, that's just a back to overview thing as well. When do we get to the strawberry event, man? I want to see the strawberries. Guild applicant and guild member. Yeah, alright. We're through the Tespia stuff. Thank you for all the adjustments there. Max, good shit. Now the added value of the strawberry stuff. What is going on? Any best in slot things we need to know about coming to us soon? Okay. Maple story. Yeah, I can read that. Oh god, this is hard to read. Okay. Sure. P. Oh god. Gelo. Oui. Fuck. Spiegel. Oh, Spiegel. Oh yeah, Spiegela. Oh yeah, Spiegel. Oui. But it's like this is the possessive, I think. So Spiegela. It's like possessive, belonging to Spiegela. I think. I don't know. My Korean. Kek. This. Oh my god, which letter is this? Oh, it's like fucking cursive penman. Okay, this is G. Or this would be a D. No. It would be a G. Double G. So it's cal. No, this is a G. No. Oh, wait, this is a G. No, wait, that's the other way around. What the fuck? What letter is that? It's not S's. What the fuck letter is that? This is Guk. Would be T. Tal. Targi. What the fuck? Double N's? Nargi. The fuck is this shit? Supposed to be an H at the end? Or is this a... No... God, this is impossible to fucking read. Is it written somewhere else? Strawberry Farm. Hang on. Okay, Strawberry Farm.
딸기 농장.
Oh yeah, I think actually that's correct. So it is T. Okay. So first guess, 딸기. I had that part. Oh, and it's no. Nong. Oh, of course, Nongjan. Ah. Based Google Translate. Thanks, bro. It's been available for characters level 101 and higher, March 23rd to April 5th. Okay, so that's 5 weeks, I think. Get a lot of experience at the Strawberry Farm with Spigella. A lot of experience. Oh, is it going to be one of those areas where you get monsters? Ooh, wait. You can participate in the event by accepting the quest. Duh. You can have monsters within your level range to collect fertile soil. You can grab up to 100 per day per world. Okay. You can use 20 fertile soil to enter a strawberry farm. Can only be entered at characters 101 to 219. In a strawberry farm, you have 15 minutes to defeat 500 ripe strawberry monsters to gain experience, and the monsters will change depending on your character's level. Huh. 500 and you'll have 15 minutes, bro. If you leave the strawberry farm without defeating all 500 and there is still remaining time, you can re-enter to finish your session without consuming additional fertile soil. If you reach level 220, you cannot re-enter. If you leave partway through, when exiting partway through, the play record will be recorded per character. After midnight, all partway records will disappear, and even if you reach level 220 inside, you can still get the experience by defeating the remaining monsters. Yeah, okay. Every day you can complete the quests, and you will gain... Was it 3 15-minute double experience coupons? First of all, will be consumed when you complete the daily quest. 3 double, yeah. 3 double, 3 double, 3 double, 3 double every single time you complete it. And then there's a strawberry damage skin, a permanent mount, a permanent roid voucher, an outfit, which is also permanent, I assume, but I don't know why that doesn't have permanent. And then Harmonious Strawberry Farm chair. So here are those items. Okay, the damage skin kind of looks okay. If that's the vibe you're going for. I've seen a lot worse damage skins than this. Of course, we don't see what numbers 6, 7, 8, and 9 look like, which could and 0, which could be killer. But I think these look okay. Fertile soil, we get to plow the chick. No, we get to plow the fields. Interesting mount, android, outfit, and chair. Oh, does this have like your top 5 characters on it? I don't know. Hoamokhan? Yeah, I'm not going into that. Not even into that, but I'll try everything once. Yes, yes. Each voucher will give you permanent decoration items, damage skins, and writing skills. Okay, good. And then Magic Stone Slab. I like this one. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing too fucking crazy. And you can train some low-level characters if you want to, up to 220. That's nice. From April 6th to April 19th, so only 2 weeks. To all characters 101 and higher as well. The 3 troublesome little warlock brothers, Melky, Balthar, and Casper, have found another ancient artifact. Collect sweet treats to receive the mysterious power from their Magic Stone Slab. Is that what they call it these days? Okay. You can participate in the event by accepting the Magic Stone Slab quest through blah 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 de blah. Collect sweet snacks, up to 300 per day per world by killing monsters within your level. Every day you can complete it by collecting 100 sweet snacks to acquire 300 EXP vouchers, which you can trade in to acquire experience based on your character's level. So that's very similar to the current, well, not the current event, but the event in the current update that we have with the Rock Spirit. Okay, you can trade into, yeah, and mission complete up to 10 times in total. It's up to 3,000 of those vouchers. Okay, I don't want to jinx it, but we're the closest we've ever been to killing the Scarab right now. I can put his HP bar on the screen, okay? This is where it's at. And his shield is already completely gone, as you guys can see. This may be the run. Pause, champ. Not a unit damage skin, yeah, unfortunately. Blah blah blah. You can see some sweet treats to receive stat buffs. To receive stat buffs, you can choose which stats you want, the power of each one, and the duration of the buff. The stronger the buff stats and the longer the duration, the more sweet treats you will need. You can only use a maximum of 100 sweet treats for each time you use the magic stone slab. Types of stat buffs and required sweet treats. 15% boss damage, defense ignore, additional experience, and normal monster damage. That's stage 1 for 5 treats. Stage 2 is 20 of all of that. 25, 30, 40. Oh wait, EXP bar. It costs you 80 sweet treats. Stat buff duration and required sweet treats. Okay. Wow, you can get up to 1 hour of 40% boss damage, IED, EXP, and normal monster damage. This is the highest amount of EXP buff. An hour of 40%. That is massive. Oh my god, I think I'm actually killing him, guys. Yes! Victory! Look at those shards, baby. Oh! And it's a void for today as well. 109 epic ones. Yo, let me pull that void shard right now. That better give me a legendary void. Pause, champ. It's a rare. It's Bulwark. I think he's okay in like one piece of content in a game. Okay, so this... Okay. Well, because remember, so you only need 100 to get the EXP things. But you can get 300 of these per world. Wait, okay, so you need at least 15 sweet trees to use the stone slab. The buff duration will stack with all other buff effects. The buff from the room will be maintained even if you reconnect. Okay, because it has partially additional experience, so it should. If you receive a new Magic Stone Slab buff while one is still active, the previous applied one will disappear. Wait, so you could just save up 300. 300 means that you can have almost 2 hours of 40%. Use a maximum of 100 for each time you use. Oh, you're right. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, so what are the maths here then? Probably the stage 4 for half an hour, right? That would be the best one. Because that's 90. You can't even do... What is the best one you can do for an hour? Wait, why is the hour 80? So they don't want you to do this one for an hour. You could do 20 boss damage. You could do 20 damage IED, EXP, and normal monster damage for an hour. Yeah. And then you could do that 3 times. So you can have 3 hours of 20%. Or you could do an hour and a half of 30%. Huh, okay. Or you could do 5 minutes of 40%. You can't even do 15 minutes of 40%? Aw, come on, man. Damn, these numbers, they really wanted to mess with ya. $25 minutes for 30 minutes? But then you have 70? Oh yeah, and then you could do that... Wait. Then you get 70, and then you could do that 4 times. Oh yeah, okay, so an hour and a half of 30%, 2 hours of 25%, or 3 hours of 20%. Yeah, this one wouldn't be bad either, yeah. Probably, if you're gonna do a full... If you're just trying to do an hour, like you're doing more than an hour, but you don't want to do a full 2 hour, then you could do this one. But probably if you're doing a WAP, yeah, then stage 3 would make more sense. Stage 3 for half an hour, 45, 25, that's 70. 4 times is 280, and then you have 20 left. Then you could do, I don't know, fucking stage 2 for another 5 minutes. But that wouldn't really do much for you. Yeah. Yeah, there's some combinations there. That's kind of interesting how that works. Yeah, I got a shit rare, obviously. Damn, I need to start climbing the fucking tower again. Is this next upcoming event? No, this is the first update in Korea after First update in Korea after Savior. So this is like more than 6 months out for us. This is quite a while. And then we have, oh boy. Wait, where was I? Minor patch. Oh wait, did he just change this? To have like minor patch and updates? Oh wait, he just had all of the changes mentioned here on the bottom, so we didn't have to read all of the other things. Oh, wait, this is updated. Hot off the presses, guys. Hang on. Another minor patch to fix this. Oh wait, this probably answered our question. Can you fix an issue where Bishop's Blessing Harmony, where the buff icon displayed the number of current party members being applied awkwardly? Oh, this should be mentioned in the thing as well. Exclamation mark classes. Oh wait, first this one. Heading one, there we go. Howling Gale. Max, you put howling. It's howling, dude. It's your own class. Wait, maybe that's a meme that I don't know about. Carlos, thank you for the follow, dude. Yeah. So now Howling Gale was registered in a skill macro could not be used with the arrow keys issue fixed. Fixed an issue where Aaron's boost and where it did not apply hyper passive effects and a V matrix enhancement effect. Okay. I fixed the issue where Evan's Swift of Wind, where the increased damage to regular monsters did not apply. Okay, so that's fixed. And then for Phantom Flags, when the targeted enemy disappears, the time where it can find a new enemy has been decreased from 4 to 3. Too bad, okay. But it's still increased from 2 to 3 instead of from 2 to 4. I don't think that, yeah, I don't wonder why they did that. It's such a small, I guess it was a big enough change. I mean, monster respawn is 7 seconds, so it's not really going to be hitting from one wave into the next one as often, so. Yeah, I don't know. So, Rip Phantom is a little bit of a take back on the buff that they got. Okay, and then Luminous fixing when Equilibrium was not when Equilibrium Liberation was not learned when the Darkness gauge filled up, the Sunfire Eclipse mode did not switch. Efficacy were in Equilibrium mode, Equilibrium Liberation could not be used. Oh. Okay, auction tooltips. Maple Legion when game runs on a PC that had not been turned off. Wait, fix an issue where the Maple Legion UI could not be opened when the game was run on a PC that had not been turned off for a long time. What a weird, what a weird thing. Wonder how they found that. And then for Zakum, Normal and Chaos, and Horntail, Easy, Normal, and Chaos, the experience acquired when the bosses are defeated has been adjusted. The amount of experience acquired when you finally clear the boss has been increased by the amount of experience that was given by certain monsters like Zakum Arms. This experience is given as a fixed value and is not affected by effects like experience buffs. What? That's so weird. So no coupons, no runes, nothing like that. Huh. That is a strange change, but okay. Fixed an issue with Watcher Kalos Chaos where I did not use the Watcher's Rage pattern, and Kaling issue where Kyongki did not use the Halo Explosion pattern, and where Hundun did not use the Black Flame Amplification pattern. Huh, okay. So they were buffed, or they were bugged a little bit. Alright, back to our strawberry farm, dude, because that's where the real stuff is at. No, never mind. We were already through with that. The slab, we talked about the times. And then there's Lady Blair's Dream Express, which is the cash shop transfer event, which, of course, in Korea, because the players complained a lot and actually boycotted and left the game, one of the concessions that they made is that they were going to make cash shop transfers way more common, and they have been keeping to that promise. Of course, in GMS, no such big thing happened, so they're just giving it to us whenever the hell they feel like it. So just a casual reminder, if you want something, if you want an event in the game, make sure you complain about it a lot. Dark Lords of Darkness. Sorry, just something stuck in my throat. Which will be 1 week where people can transfer cash shop items. And then Sunny Sundays, which of course, as you guys know, in Korea, they don't really get a head start on. They just get, they only get to know what their Sunny Sunday is the week of. Another big benefit we have in GMS in terms of planning when we upgrade and all that stuff, but it seemed like they're getting 2 triple experience 15-minute coupons, and that's their entire Sunny Sunday. So yeah, filler event before before the anniversary. But you know, as far as filler events goes, it could be worse. It's not quite a haste event, but there's definitely some benefits there for the lower level characters. All right. So all in all, Zakum Tech stuff, boss crystal to percentage damage dealing, that whole situation is a big thumb down for me, in terms of implementation, balancing, and just overall game knowledge required to put something like that into the game. Not a fan of that at all. Oh, graphic options. Wait, did we... But the background slider quality, yeah. I remember that being a thing. Did we just roll over that? There's some quality of life stuff on the skills, and there's some skill adjustments. Overall, I mean, I assume, you know, you hope that their metrics are good, but based on their metrics, I did see that some characters were overperforming, so they nerfed those, and that some other characters were slightly underperforming, so they buffed those. But it seems like minor tweaks, no crazy, insane changes, which is a good sign. You know, means that they are close to where they want the balance to be. Blaster getting some new stuff there, so that's all looking pretty cool. I'm glad that the Resistance characters are getting a little bit more love than the other classes, because they did not get one of those major revamps, where I think we probably all agree that between Nova's probably kind of close, but the Resistance classes probably needed / deserve one / you know, actually hard required, which would be needed. Won the most, so good to see that they are getting some more love and some definitely some attention over some of the other classes. Except for the demons, they didn't change much, which are technically kind of maybe a little bit kind of like Resistance, but you know, somewhat different. All right, cool. So yeah, wait, this is MapleStory music, right? Oh, it says so. Okay. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. So this is in Korea. This is in the live servers right now. And this is their first official update after the Savior update, which was their summer update, which will be our upcoming, their winter update, which will be our upcoming summer update in 14th of June is when that's coming out. So this update is probably going to be late July. No, not even late July. Probably August. Yeah, August something. All right. Thanks for watching this. Leave any comments on anything you think, anything you disagreed with, anything you agreed with, any thoughts you have. Leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for checking it out. Bye. Okay, now that we got rid of those YouTube fucks.